I'd like to run through some of the key figures pertinent to our results for the period ending 30th of June 2013. I think if one looks at turnover, that has gone up 2% to 863. We've shipped 89,000 units. That is probably about 9 or 10,000 more than what we shipped the previous year. And if you look at gross profit, that is roughly the same as what it was last year, so our margins were relatively stable. If we look at EBITDA, we have increased it from 107 to 114 for this year. And I think that also indicates that we've managed it in the last 4 months to contain our expenditure and our overheads, and we've reduced that by around about 6 to 8 odd million. And I think if one takes the foreign exchange into account, the savings we made abroad, that saving was obviously quite a bit better. Unfortunately, we decided to write off, and I think pertinent as well at this point, the goodwill in the European and the UK market to the amount of 57.5 odd million. That obviously, in conjunction with interest that we had to pay on loans due to our sales model in the past 12 months, that created a loss of around about 60 odd million. Obviously, if one adds it back, our headline earnings has dropped from 12 cents to around about 3 cents for this year. But again, the figures to me is probably not a true reflection of what is going to happen going forward. We're happy that they are what they are, and we remain then quite positive that the turnovers throughout the world will be picking up, particularly in the Australian market where we've now settled down. The knock that we took on the South African stolen vehicle market in terms of turnover was around about 35 million. We have managed to replace the management team in early March this year, and we've seen a fantastic turnaround where the unit sales have actually really started picking up again, and we're confident that that will continue. If one looks at the discovery or the insurance side, maybe more in general, we've reinvested another 13 million into the South African, the UK and the Australian market. And the positive side there is that obviously everybody's aware now that the discovery model has been changed, and it's going to work well for us going forward. We've eventually started shipping units to the UK insurance market, to a company called Coverbox, in conjunction with Allianz being one of their major partners. And in the Australian market, it's a similar situation. I'm just not at liberty now to tell you who we are dealing with at the moment, because it's still a bit sensitive.